What's up, guys? Rob from Brandon's Gaming here, and we have been blessed 2 days in a row with a Nasby 2 character reveal. So let's get right into it. Not gonna waste any time here. We're gonna jump right in with the Plankton spotlight. As per usual, we're gonna watch the whole thing first, and then we'll go back through and do some commentary about what I'm seeing on Plankton. So let us begin. Oh, I just realized OBS is not capturing my desktop audio, which is really cringe. There we go. Sorry about
The
that.
arch nemesis of the Krusty Krab, Plankton joins the fray in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 as the pilot of a much bigger, much more threatening mech suit. Mecha Plankton is a super heavyweight zoner grappler, meaning he's best at a distance where he's lobbing projectiles and pressuring you from afar, or right up in your face where he's grabbing and tossing you for some serious damage. Mecha Plankton is the biggest character in the game and also a little bit slow, so he can easily become overwhelmed by opponents who have a strong offense. At least that would be the case if it weren't for his sauce.
Danny Phantom.
In addition to simply dealing damage, the sauce also temporarily slows down opponents and reduces how much they can DI out of combos. While he's firing, he can cancel the movement to block, jump, or grab, making it much easier to either keep your distance
sauce cancel
field, or to take care of opponents who try to disrespect his sauce. If you hold the attack button while firing in the air, you can also float for a short duration. Additionally, the slime version of this move fires a huge, sudden blast of sauce that can knock opponents away.
Wow.
To help cover the mid-range, Plankton's mech suit is armed with a net cannon, giving him the farthest reaching grab in the game. His forward throw applies a fire effect that does damage over time, while his up, down, and back throws can be used to set up for combos, or send you tumbling if you get snatched too close to the ledge. Besides just being as powerful as you'd expect from a heavyweight, most of Mecha Plankton's charged attacks also have a unique twist. For his aerial charged attacks, the up attack applies sauce, the horizontal attack can be used as a recovery tool or sudden burst option, while the down attack allows Plankton to hover, and can of course spike opponents.
Okay.
Plankton's grounded charge moves include his up attack, the chain grab, which
grab
is yet another long-range grab in his toolkit that can be angled while charging. His down attack, Chump Stomp, sends a shockwave that can be a fantastic ledge trapping tool, and his horizontal charge attack is, well, a big laser.
He's got Terry.
His side special is a fast, short-ranged command grab that can ring out opponents at high percent, or just be used to build up some damage. Up special, short-ranged. His side special is a fast, short-ranged command grab that can ring out opponents at high percent, or just be used to build up some damage. Up special has a decent amount of height behind it, and if you press the special button again, he claps his hands together for an explosive surprise. Down special lobs a bucket of chum that poisons enemies on contact, and if it misses, it'll instead leave behind a cloud of gas that deals damage to opponents standing inside of it. Want to try your hand at piloting Mecha Plankton to victory? Take him for a test drive in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2.
Oh my god. Okay. I have been on a bad run of characters that look like they're just gonna be so annoying, but I have to say, a very interesting take. A super heavy zoner grappler. Also, another thing I'm noticing, we're having a lot of command grabs in this game. Like, a lot of command grabs in this game. Alright, so let's go back through this.
The arch nemesis of the Krusty Krab, Plankton joins the fray in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 as the pilot of a much bigger, much more threatening mech suit.
So there's some alts here. Like default, just different color metals, which is kind of cool. Maybe a little bit more of a steampunk kind of look over here. Missing a tooth here, which is funny. Is this supposed to be like his the cousin Plankton from that one episode, like the hillbilly who was missing a tooth?
Mecha Plankton is a super heavyweight zoner grappler, meaning he's best at a distance where he's lobbing projectiles and pressuring.
Yeah, so that's a really far command grab. And it looks like it would go even further than that.
Where he's lobbing projectiles and pressuring you from afar.
That's probably like a nair or something right there.
He's best at a distance where he's lobbing projectiles.
Yeah, I imagine it's like a big active nair that looks like it's going to be kind of annoying to try and contest. Although it doesn't look like it, if you don't land the last hitbox, it doesn't look like it has any knockback. Like, yeah, Patch just didn't get knocked back from that, which is interesting. So maybe it's more used as like a drag down combo tool.
Get up in your face where he's grabbing and tossing you for some serious damage.
Interesting.
Mecha Plankton is the biggest character in the game and
Yeah, so
also
we
the
saw.
slowest,
He's big and slow.
so he can easily become overwhelmed by opponents who have a strong offense. At least that would be the case if it weren't for his sauce. In addition to simply dealing damage, the sauce...
So this is an interesting mechanic, right? Where you hit your opponent with a projectile that slows them down and reduces their DI. So it looks like this is going to be a really important part of like his combo game. Most heavies kind of struggle a little bit in a combo game. So having the ability to like reduce your opponent's options, your defensive options, looks like it's going to be pretty important for him. It's also probably going to be important in terms of playing against Plankton to kind of know about this mechanic. And it seems like defensive burst is going to be a lot more important against Plankton than it is against other characters.
Sauce also temporarily slows down opponents and reduces how much they can DI out of combos. While he's firing, he can cancel the movement to block, jump, or grab, making it much easier to either keep your distance...
So you have sauce cancels. You can cancel them to shield, jump, or grab. A nice neutral tool. It doesn't do any hit stun or knockback at all, it looks like. So it looks like it's going to be more of like a neutral tool, kind of playing around it in neutral, spraying out some sauce, canceling it into like a jump, and then throwing out a hitbox or something. Probably not something you're going to want to use against people that are just straight rushing you down. Although I guess you can chain it into, or cancel into a grab, so it just looks like something you're going to have to be a little bit more careful about using, because if you get caught with it, you can see Raph is not in any kind of hit stun at all. So he could probably just like monkey flip you from, or I guess turtle flip you from this distance, for example. So an interesting mechanic though.
Disrespect his sauce. If you hold the attack button while firing in the air, you can also float for
a little bit of a float.
Additionally, the slime version of this move fires a huge sudden blast of sauce that can knock opponents away. To help cover the mid-range, Plankton's mech suit is armed with a net cannon, giving him the farthest reaching grab in the game.
Yeah, pretty far distance.
That does damage over time, while his up, down, and back throw is going to be used to set up for combos.
So yeah, that's like, we already knew this, but that's like confirmation that there's down, up, forward, and back throws.
Too close to the ledge. Besides just being as powerful as you'd expect from a heavyweight, most of Mecha Plankton's charged attacks also have a unique twist. For his aerial charged attacks, the up attack applies sauce, the horizontal attack can be used as a recovery tool or sudden burst option, while the down attack allows Plankton to hover, and he can, of course, spike opponents.
So it looks like
Plankton's grounded charge moves include his up attack.
Yeah, the command grab. So this is what I was kind of saying earlier, where like it doesn't necessarily seem like Plankton's going to struggle as much in the combo game because he has access to so many different command grabs that, you could just, even if you DI mix up against him, he can just command grab you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Chump Stomp sends a shockwave that can be a fantastic ledge trapping tool.
Yeah.
And his horizontal charge attack is, well, a big laser.
He's got Terry down special or whatever it is.
His side special is a fast, short-ranged command grab that can ring out opponents.
Another command grab.
Used to build up some damage. Up special has a decent amount of height behind it, and if you press the special button...
So I wonder if this has a hitbox attached to it.
Up special has a decent amount of height.
Because it doesn't look like it will, but it could. If it does a hitbox attached to it, it's not that bad. Heavies in general recovery is usually like one of their glaring weaknesses, which is why I think it's kind of cool that with some of his charge attacks, they've given it properties to aid in his recovery a little bit. The sauce float or the side charge attack being able to kind of give you a little bit of horizontal distance. I think that's cool. I think that's necessary for a heavy character to be more viable, because generally speaking, as a super heavy, you get hit once, you get put into a cutscene, and then you get put into a recovery position where that's usually where heavies struggle the most. And if they can kind of mitigate that a little bit.
Again, frontal charge attack.
I want to see something.
Horizontal also. Besides just being as forward range, huge sudden blast of...
No, it's not here.
Most of the soft allows Plankton to hover, and he can, of course, spike grounded charge moves. chain.
Where was it?
With a
Where was
fast,
it?
short-ranged.
Yeah, this one.
His side special is a fast, short-ranged command grab that can
I wonder if that's a suicide grab too. Like if somebody's trying to pressure you off stage and you're up a stock, if you can just
ring out opponents at high
side
percent,
special them
or just be used
into a
for
suicide.
Up special has a decent amount of height behind it, and if you press a special
Could be
button
another
again,
one of like the
it
tricks
drops
that you would
chance
use
the
to
other
recover
opponent's
with
forces
with him.
rise.
Something to just to keep your opponent a little bit more honest.
Down special lobs a bucket of chum that poisons enemies on contact, and if it misses, it'll instead leave behind.
I personally hate stuff like this. It just leaves stuff on the field like freaking goop from Oblina in As You Won. But the nice thing about this is it doesn't look like it has any knockback, so it's not like a block. You just run through it.
Take him for a test drive in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, and stay tuned as we go over the rest of the cast and future character spotlights.
So overall, I would say he doesn't look as annoying to fight as some of the other characters. He has some stuff that looks like it's going to be a pain in the neck, but honestly, I think he's really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what people are going to do with him. I think his combo game is going to be better than you would expect from a super heavy, just given how many command grabs he has. So even if he pops you up in the air and you try to jump away, he can use the chain, the up strong, or the up charge attack to command grab you, drag you back down, stuff like that. I do think it's really cool that they gave him other recovery options with his charge attacks in the air. Again, something that like a lot of heavy characters really struggle with is the recovery. So having that ability to just kind of be like, hey, yeah, I kind of want to just recover and have stuff that I can do to kind of keep my opponents honest in the recovery. The sauce mechanic is cool, kind of slows your opponent down, makes him a little bit more your speeds and catch up to him. It's always hard to say what super heavies are they going to be, because super heavies just by default kind of have a disadvantage when it comes to this kind of stuff in fighting games usually. It's very rare that there's a super heavy that's like legitimate top 10 character in the game, just because like they get comboed to hell, and it doesn't really look like, from what we've seen, that that's going to be much different for Plankton. He's probably going to be getting comboed a lot. And it kind of depends on how good his recovery mix-ups really are, right? It's hard to tell based on this, just what we're seeing so far, how good his recovery mix-ups are actually going to be with the moves. So we're going to go ahead and put Plankton in here. I'm going to put Plankton right now. I'm going to put him at mid-tier. I think he has the potential to be low-mid, but I don't think he's going to be a low-tier character, because he's got too much, like, not to harp on what Tafar said, but he's got sauce, right? He's got moves. He's got things that are going to help him in his combo game that other heavies just don't have, like far-reaching command grabs and stuff. So he's got tools in neutral. Super heavy zoner is an interesting. Super heavy zoner grappler is going to be interesting. I think he's going to struggle against rushdown characters, just because characters that can get in. Like, I think Plankton Raphael is going to be a miserable matchup for Plankton, honestly, just based on what we've seen so far. Because he does have stuff that it looks like he can do kind of up tight and up close, but it's going to depend, right? His recovery doesn't look spectacular. It looks better than most super heavies, but doesn't look spectacular. Looks like he can kind of be gimped a little bit easier, and he looks like he has some kind of get off moves, like that nair we saw was pretty big, but I think it's going to depend. I don't think he'll be bad though. And honestly, he looks pretty cool. I think as far as the super heavy goes, he looks pretty cool. And I like playing some super heavies, like, Reptar is my secondary for 9v1, right? So clearly I don't mind playing heavies. I think he's got some really unique attributes about him. I think he's gonna matchup check a lot of people, honestly. Like newer players that maybe don't know about some of his mechanics. I think he's gonna matchup check them kind of hard. Um, and overall, yeah, I mean, pretty sweet character design, I would say. So far, there's been no characters at all that I had disliked their character designs. I think all of them have had something about them that I was like, oh, that's cool, you know. Even Jimmy, even the Turbo Zoner. um, I've had something I'm like, oh, you know what? I can see why I would enjoy playing this character. I'm absolutely loving all of the character reveals that we've seen so far. Have not had many complaints. You know, and when I say characters are going to be annoying, that's just a personal thing, right? If you don't mind playing against guys like Jimmy or Plankton who are zoner types, you're not going to really mind playing, you know. They're not their tools aren't going to be a big deal. It's just that personally I struggle a lot against zoners, and so I find them annoying. But that doesn't mean I think they're bad. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't play them or you shouldn't enjoy playing against them. That's just a literal skill issue on my part against zoners. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Hope you guys are enjoying these character spotlights. Of course, as soon as we get the next character spotlight, I will be right on top of that. So hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys again next time.